You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. First timer on Ron Siegel Radio, Liz Jones is with us. Jones Realty Group, welcome.
Well, hey, how you doing?
Glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money. I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. No, it does not have any family resemblance that today is National Bird Day. Yes, having the last name Siegel, I have been referred to. Well, I'm not going to go there. International Firefighters Day. Yeah, we appreciate every firefighter. So thank you, men and women firefighters all over the world. Thank you, thank you. Weather Observers Day. Hey, it's California, so the weather's been kind of crazy here lately. The storm we had this morning, that's a winter storm for us, and we're in May. Self-Employed Day, and May the 4th be with you. It is National Star Wars Day. I had to get that in one time. I'm not a big fan of Star Wars, never have been, but May the 4th be with you. Now, one that I can get behind, today's National Orange Juice Day. Fresh squeezed, if you please. Maybe a little vodka in there. Although I did have just recently, I don't know if you ever tried this one, blood red orange juice.
Yes, totally. It's
Love
awesome.
that. Isn't that amazing? That's a good one. Okay, let's move along. Let's see what the markets are doing. The Dow Jones Industrial Average. Right now, it's down 446 points. Ow! S&P 500 is down 38. The NASDAQ's down 68. And oil's up a little bit. It's only 6 cents a barrel, 68.66. When we put that into our model, that equates for the rest of the country to $3 a gallon of gasoline. We're in California, so it'll probably be a lot more. Summer blend adds another 15 cents. Governor adds another $1. Should we look and see what gas is doing right now? California right now, $4.84.6. $4.84 a gallon of gasoline. Running around the horn, let's see what the team's got going on. Josh, you're down at 423.8. Not bad. Jody's at, what's going on in Arizona? Jody's at 470. That's not normal. Brittany's over there at 346. And I don't even want to talk about it, Lori. Our tremendous underwriters paying $3.15 a gallon right there in Louisiana. $3.15 a gallon. And we're sitting here at 484.6, higher than the oil-producing state of Hawaii. Oh, wait, I don't think they produce oil in Hawaii. But they don't have taxes like we do. So I guess the cost to get the oil there or gasoline there is less than the cost of our taxes here. Just crazy. But what's going on? What's driving these markets? Well, Jay Powell yesterday, I told you this in the early. No, don't say that about our. Yeah, well, it's true, I guess. Because he doesn't have a clue as to what's going on. I mean, it's a shame to see that Jay Powell is out there, and I don't know. I'm gonna say that he's clueless, because I'd hate to think that he's misleading, stupid, or lying. So I'm just going to say clueless because I'm just a radio host here in Southern California, and I can see what's going on. Inflation is now at, don't listen to the government, 3.75%. 3.75. Why do I say 3.75? Because I'm looking at real-time data of CPI. Of shelter. The shelter costs shelter's not appreciating at the level that the reports are talking about. But they'll start catching up. I think it's next week. Yep. Next week is going to be the first report. And if doing a little radio show here in Southern California, I know this, I would certainly hope that the Federal Reserve does. Oh, wait a second. They've got lawyers running the Federal Reserve instead of economists. Even radio hosts could do better than that. But think about this concept of what we're watching. Jay Powell yesterday comes out and says the banking system is resilient and strong. Really? Now, let's think about this, Mr. Powell. 3 banks have already failed with double the assets of all 511 that failed in 2008, 9, 10. Double the assets. So we've already seen it worse. And now we look at today, the regional bank index is way down. That's the basket that tracks all of the regional banks. So is the banking system so solvent? No. The only question is which one is going to fail next. That's the only, not is there going to be another one failing next. It's going to be which one is going to fail next. Is it going to be Western Alliance? Maybe. What is the other one? Pac West? Maybe. But there's a whole bundle of them. What do they all have in common? Oh, yeah. They're on the West Coast, and Mary Daly, the head of the San Francisco Fed, is supposed to be watching them. What's she watching? Well, maybe she went to the clearance sale at Nordstrom in San Francisco because they're leaving San Francisco. Right? These are the things that are going on right now, and who's supposed to be watching this? Oh, wait. Congress is going to come and help. Oh, what do? Nothing. Maybe I'm going to throw it in there. Maybe we'll put our border czar in charge of the banking crisis after she deals with artificial intelligence. So, Kamala, maybe you can put in there into ChatGPT, what is the root cause of the banking crisis? And it's going to come up with 2 words, Jay Powell. There's the root cause. He's raising interest rates into a recession and telling everybody, oh, everything's fancy and everything's good. Right? Was today Rose Day, Josh? I don't think today was National Rose Day, was it? Maybe it's 4th. Maybe he was already celebrating Star Wars Day. I'm not sure. I wish he was celebrating Unemployed Day, right? Because he has no clue what's going on in the world. He must be sitting there and watching. Wait a second. I think I've got the breaking news. I understand what's going on right now. Jay Powell was listening to Joe Biden talk about how strong our economy is. Maybe that was it.
You know better than that.
Absolutely, you know better than that. Our economy is not doing nearly as well, but the rosy side of this picture is during recessions, real estate values increase. During recessions, mortgage rates go down. I can't guarantee all these things. I'm just telling you about history. Don't say, Ron, real estate values dropped in 2008 recession. No, real estate values caused that recession. So it wasn't because of a recession that values dropped. It was a cause of the recession. Now, this time, real estate values are not the cause of the recession, Jay Powell. Think about this one. And our friend Bart yesterday gave me this stat after the broadcast. He's going to send me a chart so I can share it. Do you know that it took from 1943 to 83 for interest rates to go to double? Do you know that it took from March of 2022 to December of 2022 for interest rates to double? Jay Powell, what happened in the early 80s? Well, we had a pretty lousy economy. We had double-digit interest rates. We had recessions, and we didn't have a president that wanted to spend more money. Just throwing that out there. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, we have the solutions. I gave you a lot of what's going on in this world right now, but when we come back, we're going to give you some solutions. We're going to talk a lot about real estate, buyer activity. It is up. Unlocking the secrets of VA home loans, what to expect start to finish. We're going to talk about the market. Is there a lot of properties available? How do you get them? Do you have to be solvent? Oh, wait, that's a whole different story. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit RonSiegelRadio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. Every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 42%. Whoa. They just got a bigger market share. It used to be 35. Now it's 42% of all mortgages mortgage transactions nationwide. Think about that. They have almost half of the transactions nationwide go through Optimal Blue, a division of Black Knight. So what are mortgage rates doing? I don't have the data for today. It's too early. I've got yesterday's data. It's about as accurate as you're going to get. Don't have APRs, how many points paid or received, but I do know that yesterday, OBMMI, the conforming loans locked at 6.372, down just a little bit. Jumbo loans locked at 6.555. And they were up, but not enough to talk about. 30-year FHA loans, 6.323, down a little bit. USDA loans, rural areas, generally no down payment, 6.362. Those were down. And my favorite, because you have to earn this one, you don't get to just apply, that would be the 30-year VA loan, 5.918. That was down a little bit. That's where they locked at yesterday. Let's take a look and see what's happening today. The 10-year Treasury down 4 basis points. 10-year Treasury is dropping while Jay Powell's increasing the Fed funds rate. Does that make any sense? The S&P 500 is down 38.56. Mortgage bonds down 34 basis points right now. That means interest rates, the bond is up 34 basis points, which means interest rates are down today. I like that idea. Why? What's happening? Well, the market is digesting some of what Jay Powell had to say, but the market is also seeing home prices are on the rise again. This is from a Black Knight just reported that home prices rose 0.5% in March, following a 0.4% rise in February. Home prices have clearly reached an inflection point and are back on the rise once again. Not just getting this data from one source, here's a list of some of the most prominent appreciation reports. Case-Shiller up 0.2 February. FHFA up 0.2 in January, 0.4 February. CoreLogic up 0.8 in February, 1.6 in March. Black Knight up 0.1 in February, 0.1 in January, 0.4 in February, 0.5 in March. Do we want to believe Zillow? Nah, we'll leave Zillow out. But see that every one of these are up. Now, last year, real estate values were up. Again, these are national numbers. You got to talk to a local real estate professional to find out what your area is doing. But nationally, the numbers were up for the year. The last half of the year, they were down. Some instances, very minimally. But we're seeing they're already up this year. Fed funds recap, or the Fed meeting, we know that they increased interest rates by 25 basis points, those idiots, determining whether additional firming policy may be appropriate, laid the groundwork for a pause. Powell denied rate cuts this year, but the stock market says we're going to have 3 of them. Who do you believe? Job gains are robust, unemployment low. We've already dispelled that myth because the CEOs of the biggest companies in the country, the Fortune 500 or the S&P 500, have all come out saying they're looking at more layoffs than they are hirings. We told you that. And they said the U.S. banking system is strong. Did we already talk about that this morning? Yes.
You know better than that.
Jobless claims. Well, we got a strong economy because even though jobless claims are going up, rose 13,000 to 242,000. 4-week average still above 240,000. Continuing claims 1.805 million. Those are people that have been out of work for a longer period of time. Maybe they don't want to go to work. Largest claims, number 1 this week again, California, 44,000. U.S. productivity and unit labor costs. U.S. productivity in Q1 fell 2.7%, caused unit labor costs to rise 6.3%, does not help corporate profit margins, and the bond market gave back some of their gains as higher unit labor costs can cause wage-pressured inflation. Jobs report is coming out tomorrow. We saw that ADP was better than expected. I would not be surprised to see a miss from BLS tomorrow. Just throwing that out there for you. And I'm not in Washington. I don't get the reports in advance. So just throw that out there for you. That is the Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the products, the programs. Do you have a phone? 800-306-1990. Just make that call. Self-employed, no problem. 1099 income, no problem. DACA, no problem. I-10, no problem. They've got them all at Geneva. Give them a call, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. Let us chat. Liz Jones Realty Group is with us. Liz, as I made a comment before, the numbers I gave are national numbers. And I'm a firm believer that national numbers are good for radio. Absolutely worthless when you're trying to sell a house.
Totally.
Right? Because you know what's going on in your neighborhood. And what might be going on in my neighborhood is not the same as your neighborhood.
Yes, you're right.
So you're coming to us predominantly Murrieta,
Temecula, Inland Valley.
Inland Valley.
Yeah.
Do you ever get away from the
sure.
vineyards?
Yeah.
There's some beautiful property out there.
Absolutely. Just listed something myself out there on the land. Beautiful vineyard.
Oh, it's beautiful. I'm a Paso fan of wines, but I love going out to Paso to Temecula.
Yeah.
So tell me about what's the market like in you call it Inland Valley?
Well, yeah, Inland Valley is
Okay.
short. Everybody really has Temecula as a center point for that Inland Valley. So, what we're finding is I'm hearing some really tough situations where a lot of my folks are not able to find the housing that they want. So what we're seeing is that the property values are shooting up. The mortgage interest rates are shooting up. They're having a struggle getting into these houses. Rents are up. So where someone might have a $3,500 budget, that's not getting them anywhere close into a house.
Into a house for renting or for buying?
For buying.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you're looking at some real struggles there. So I've got some sad stories.
That's a shame because we want people to be able to get a house.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, as long as they've got the job. One of the things I hate seeing is when people buy a house and then they're married to the mortgage instead of their family.
And that happens too.
Right.
Okay.
So that's a challenging part of it. So is there a solution or is it just or is the only solution a tent?
Well, I think that California has such a high probability of keeping people out of homes. I mean, we're seeing more and more people try to rent homes, right? And getting into those homes. And then we're also seeing opportunities. So our lenders like you are putting people into homes. We just had that Dreams for All, but that blew out in 9 days.
Right.
So so that's not a solution. Our veterans
Dreams for very few.
Dreams for very few. Totally. Yeah, there's always a solution. You got to talk it through. You got to plan for it. So.
And that's the big issue right there is the planning process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, getting through and having that consultation with a professional realtor, having a consultation with a lending team that understands these things.
Totally.
I'm a big believer that I've other than a few fraud cases, I don't believe in ever telling somebody they can't buy a house.
Yeah.
The fraud cases I just walk away from. We want nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
But the other ones, it's let's get a plan.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe you can't get that 4-bedroom house with a pool and a white picket fence.
Well, it'd be nice to just start somewhere. And
Right.
I've got some people that are coming across the country and nice income, 130,000, and they're looking for something. They've got 2 kids in tow and single woman. So I'm telling her, let's get you into something like a condo, and it's a step up to the next house. Because to get her into a house, she's going to have to put a lot of money in that property.
So what are you seeing as appreciation in? I mean,
wow, it's crazy.
Is it really crazy?
It has been.
Still?
It has been. So in our market, in the Temecula market, what we saw is the first part of last year was insane. It just was a carryover. And then it went to a dead stop in pretty much July, September, and all the way through December. So we saw a little pullback about 5%, but we've seen a steady flow that's increasing in our area.
Okay, so it's a good investment.
Always. I really believe that if you talk to some of my veterans that have moved here, or even my VA guys that have moved here, what they found is they bought their house in 2017. They're walking away with $150,000 with zero money down. I mean, where can you do that kind of investment? And when they're moving to their next spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Oh yeah. Now it's not forever. I mean, it's not always. You could be on the wrong side of that. You're moving.
Well, there's no guarantees.
Yeah.
But especially when it's veterans, you love I love it for everybody, but I'm passionate about the veterans.
Absolutely.
Right. So they're coming in, get no money down. I mean, in the VA loan, you can actually get into the property with less than the lease startup.
Absolutely.
Right. So they especially need a great real estate agent that helps negotiate, maybe pay a little extra and get the closing costs all covered or something like that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. And that's happening more and more now.
Okay. So the beauty there, and then so 150,000 in a couple of years. Think about that concept though.
No,
because
beginning of wealth.
Beginning of wealth. that's like having a second or third income or fourth income,
Totally.
right? Because, I don't know if they're making that kind of money in the military,
No.
but probably not. Probably not. You got to have a few stars or stripes to get that kind of income. But the bottom line is that's some serious wealth building. And we actually know that you can actually have more than one VA loan if you got to change a station.
I hear you.
So
Absolutely.
maybe you want to keep that property, have Liz rent it out for you. Do you help with rentals?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's a big gig right now. We're having a lot of people that want to add on to their second home. They made the jump, they made the move, they have the equity in their house, and they're trying to get investment property now. That's probably the hardest place for people to find a good investment that pencils out. So that's where California rates and values are really, really struggling. And a lot of investors waiting in the wings for that.
So maybe our homeowners need to get in and take those away from the investors. And when we come back, I might give you an idea on that one. I'll see what Liz's thought is. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Buyer activity is up. Higher mortgage rate, despite higher mortgage rates. I guess I should put that in there. And unlocking the secrets of VA home loans, what to expect from start to finish, all that more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. YouTube, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. And yes, I'm back on Twitter at Ron Siegel. You can find me in any of these places. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694552.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, the real-time real estate segment being brought to you by rsrmoney.com. Great app. Monitor your credit, your assets, your bank. If you own real estate, it'll give you 4 different valuations of your real estate anywhere in the country. Three good sources, and it'll also give you Zillow if you want the wrong one. And it'll also give you about 97% of the properties that are available for sale around the entire country. rsrmoney.com, free to you. Buyer activity is up despite higher mortgage rates. If you're a homeowner thinking about making a move, you may wonder if it's still a good time to sell your house. Here's the good news. Even with higher mortgage rates, buyer traffic is actually picking up. Data from the latest showing index, which is a measure of buyers actively touring homes, helps paint the picture of how much buyer demand has increased in recent months. And if you are watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're seeing a graph showing traffic up again in February. The first 2 months of 2023 saw a noticeable increase in buyer traffic. That's likely because the limited number of homes for sale kept shoppers looking for homes even during colder months. To help tell the story of why the latest report is significant, let's compare foot traffic this February with each February for the last 6 years. And of course, we've got a graph for it again if you're watching us. It shows this was one of the best Februaries for buying activity we've seen in recent memory. Well, 2022, the pandemic, we saw some good traffic. Maybe people just wanted to escape. But, the 2023 was next best. In the last 6 years, we saw the most buyer foot traffic in 2021, 2022, but those years were highly unusual for the housing market. So if we compare February 2023 with the more normal pre-pandemic years, data shows this year still marks a clear rise in buyer activity. The uptick in buyer traffic is even more notably considering the increase in mortgage rates this February. The Freddie Mac 30-year fixed mortgage rate rose from 6.09 during the week of February 2nd to 6.50 in the week of February 23rd. But even with higher rates, more buyers were looking for a home. Jeff Tucker, senior economist at Zillow, says the increased buyer activity could continue, and I quote, "More buyers will keep coming out of the woodwork. We always see a seasonal uptick in home shoppers in March and April," unquote. If you're looking to sell your house, seeing buyers still active in the market this year should be encouraging. It's a sign buyers are out there and could be looking for a home just like yours. We're working with a real estate professional to list your house now will help you get your home in front of eager buyers. Bottom line, rising foot traffic is a bright spot for this year's housing market and indicates that buyers are looking to purchase this year even with higher mortgage rates. And you don't have to have a higher mortgage rate. That is an option for you. If you have looked at rsrbuydown.com, rsrbuydown.com, we show you our 30-year payment assistance program. I just looked at some programs just the other day. Rates were in the upper 4s. Think about that concept. Upper 4s. Think they're still too high for you? rsrbuydown.com. I don't know if you'll qualify. You gotta go through that process. That is the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Continue our conversation. Liz Jones Realty is with us this morning.
Hey there.
So before the break, we were talking about investment properties and people trying to find investment properties. But I want to throw a concept at you and get your opinion.
Sure.
So you have somebody that's outgrown their property and they want, or they just want, they have a want. Maybe they don't even have a need. They just want to buy something bigger, nicer, better, faster. I'm old. Yes, I do remember the $6 million man. And they keep the old property and buy a new one for themselves.
Absolutely. I just lived through one of those situations. It was someone who had 2 W-2 incomes. They also had a small business on the side. Their house, they had totally outgrown it. 4 kids, and it's a 3-bedroom house. They found an opportunity, something that I had listed, and in this case, we could convince the seller to do seller financing.
Wow.
Yeah,
You have to
it's awesome.
explain that.
So in the case of seller financing, the home is owned outright. So let's say there's a boomer in a house and they own the house outright, and they decide that it would make sense for them. They didn't need to take the cash out to buy their next house, and it would make sense for them to go ahead and hold the mortgage. So that's a stream of income coming into the seller. And at the same time, it's an opportunity for someone who may not show as much on paper because they own a little business on the side, and that doesn't show up on taxes. So in that case, they were able to hold on.
Shows up on their taxes. They just have a lot of write-offs.
Yeah, totally. So they were able to hold on to their original house, and they used it as a rental. And they bought this new house, a seller finance, which was a much bigger product for all their family. So now they have 2 houses under their belt.
Nice. And seller financing, that means they don't have to go through all of the underwriting
Correct.
and all of the rigmarole,
Right.
which doesn't help our finance team. But that's okay. We love it because it helps an individual.
Absolutely. But that's a one-off. But
Right.
at the same time, when you think about it, there's so much equity in a lot of the products that people bought 5 years ago.
Sure.
Right now, they can use some of that equity, go and buy the bigger house and hold on to that and rent it because rents are up.
We just looked, and I don't know in the Murrieta Temecula area, nationally, I saw the last statistic I said was 42% is the debt load on average on homes across the country.
Crazy.
A
Absolutely.
lot of equity out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for that reason, I think we're not going to see those tremendous foreclosures that we saw. I really don't think so. I know people are frightened of that, but it's not yet here. So
Yeah, and I get those numbers all the time, and you're spot on, right? That if you're holding out, if your strategy is to buy a foreclosure, you might be waiting a long time.
and you're competing against a lot of cash buyers.
That's a great
big money.
great concept.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you got no chance.
So Murrieta's Riverside County, right?
Correct.
So the entire county, that's a big county.
Yes, it is one of the biggest in the county.
As of April 25th, there are a whopping 966 NODs and 557 properties in foreclosure.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, you're just buying a bag of trouble is what you are when you're buying the foreclosure.
Why's that?
There's going to be things found in every single one of them. Not only are you paying probably close to market value right now for those, but then you have to tear out everything. You have to put in all appliances. The cost to refurbish all of those things are going to be far exceeding when it comes to just finding a nice market value home, something that just needs a facelift.
So why wait?
You shouldn't wait.
That makes, yeah, exactly. And the whole concept is there's so much financing out there.
Absolutely.
I mean, when they talk, there's money's not hard to find.
No, it's not. No, and no, I've seen parties that I've worked with have managed to find hard money loans when you never thought they'd be available, or have found loans on land, which is almost non-existent.
Right.
So it can be found.
It's just a matter of having experienced people.
Absolutely.
Right. And you having done this for a day or two.
Yeah.
Or maybe 3.
Or 3.
Right. So you've got a bank of people that you can work with to guide people to.
Totally.
Right. So that's the whole bottom line to that. You mentioned before the California Dream Program. I was not a big fan of it, although we did see one of the problems with it. And thankfully, we shared it on air. I don't know if it had anything to do with them correcting that problem, but I'm sure there were other people that voiced the same issue. But there's still programs out there with down payment assistance.
Oh, absolutely.
That you can get into with no money down.
Absolutely. Great.
And you don't
program.
have to share your equity.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But the bottom line here, so let's dive into your client there.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a house, and we don't need to get too specific, but what's the value of that property? Just roughly.
I would probably say 560.
560.
Right.
And what's the value of the property that they are acquiring?
750.
750. So now I have to do real math.
Sorry.
What's that? 1.3 million, give or take? 1.2, 1.3?
Yeah, roughly.
And I didn't look up the appreciation for Temecula, Murrieta area, but I can real quick.
Over the last 2 years, you're looking at 40, but what we're going to see is probably 5-6.
Okay, so at 5%, I can do that one.
Okay.
So that's about $65,000 a year in appreciation for those 2 properties. Think about that concept. That's, with them having 2 W-2 incomes and a small business, that's probably a fourth revenue stream, or not revenue, but stream of income or wealth for the family.
Absolutely.
So that's a great. Now, think about this one, because I do. I'm not a fan, but one of the things that I don't like is 401ks and IRAs. And the reason I don't like them is because they're geared for pay more taxes. That's what they're. If everything goes really, really well on a 401k, it's made for you to pay more taxes, right? If you have $1,000 right now and you pay taxes on it, you're going to pay probably $300 in taxes. If it does really well and grows to $10,000, you get to pay $3,000 in taxes. Now, if you've got real estate and you take a loan against it, no taxes.
Right. Especially if it's a rental, you're writing all that off.
You're writing it off, exactly. So I just looked right here for Riverside County 92562. I think that's the Murrieta area.
It is.
5-year appreciation 7.03, 10-year appreciation 6.30, and 63 years of appreciation averages 5.01. You're spot on.
Close.
So think about this. I mean, that's a great retirement plan.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. And I don't know what interest the seller is charging them. Great concept for the seller, because they now know what they're going to collect for the next 10 years. I know it might be a 30-year loan, but I mean, keeping it maybe 10 years, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a stream of revenue that they know they're getting too.
Absolutely.
Everybody wins.
Absolutely. How many times have you heard someone say, I should have held on to that property because it really jumped in value?
Only every homeowner I've ever come across.
Totally. So, I
Right.
mean, in that case, no, I'm not trying to put a place in here and saying, don't sell your home. But I am saying, if you can afford to buy another one, your real estate portfolio is a great way to accumulate wealth.
So the concept here is if you can afford to buy another one. So let's dig into that a little bit. If you've got, while you're living in the property, if you've got equity, take it out, right? Take the equity out. So you've got a property that house that has that 506, let's just run with that one.
Mm-hmm.
$560,000 value.
Right.
Do you have any idea what they owe on it?
I think they owe $220.
$220. Oh, I love this. We didn't even plan this, right? So you can take out $150,000 pretty easy.
Right.
Leave 25% behind. While you live there, take that money out, because now it's a primary residence loan. Stay there for a short period of time because you have to commit to that with the lender, and then take that $150,000. Now, if I have $150,000 in cash list, can I buy another house?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Especially and when you as a lender, you understand that if they have a rental value or stream of rental income coming in, no problem. It adds to your income source.
Right.
So that's great.
Right. Absolutely. So now we can go and buy a $600,000-$700,000 house in the valley. Is there something good that I can buy at
Absolutely.
$600,000 and $700,000?
Yeah. And between that, you'll get a perfect little house.
So at $700,000, I'm going to say to you as a lender, do not ever put $150,000 down on a $700,000 house. Never. But you have to listen in, and I'll tell you why when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. Josh, I think we're going to leave out the VA segment so we can talk a little bit more. We'll do that next week. You can reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at ronismylender.com. That's ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey friends, do you dream of mortgage-free home ownership? Are you aware that even if you own your home free and clear, it could still be costing you thousands per year? The Siegel Lending Team can help you generate tax-free income, accumulate family wealth, and maintain ownership of your home. By simply emailing your most recent mortgage statement, you'll receive a no-obligation real estate plan. Learn more by calling 1-800-306-1990 or email me your recent mortgage statement to PEAR@RonSiegelRadio.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. This segment is being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report, and it is wrong. They all are. CreditSanitizer.com. They've got the solutions for you. All you need to do is go over there and get started. Get your credit report corrected. By the way, speaking of credit report corrected, May 9th, I think it's May 9th, 6 p.m., we're going to have a home buyer workshop. Yes, it is live, but you don't live right in the area. Yes, it is going to be streamed. RSRFTHB.com. RSRFTHB.com. Get registered right now. RSRFTHB.com. And being that my wife helps me with this, I'm sure there's going to be food in the back of the room because I like food and we like giving it away. RSRFTHB.com. Continuing our conversation, Liz Jones is with us, Liz Jones Realty Group. So before the break, we were chatting about, and I love this because we didn't even plan it, and I just got the numbers from Liz while we're on air in the last segment. If you missed it, shame on you. But you can go to Ron Siegel 1 or you can go to RonSiegelRadio.com and look in the archives. So we're talking about a $560,000 valued property that has a $260,000 loan. Family might wants to buy something bigger, newer, brighter, better. They just want to. Maybe they need to. I don't know. We didn't even go into that. But I said, let's take $150,000 out of that property, refinance it, and let's buy a new house. And Liz said that we can buy a new house for $700,000 out in the Murrieta, Temecula area. And I said, don't put $150,000 down because there's no price break there when on the loan side. So when we look at loans, there's about 2 or 3 dozen what we call loan level price adjustments. Things that go into the loan as to how we price it, and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac set these up. So there's a price break at 20%. Is $150,000 20%? No. $140,000 would be 20%. So what do we do with the other 10? Well, home equity always makes you zero rate of return because the property is going to appreciate regardless of how much the equity is. That $560,000 house in that area forecasted over the last 5 years, or if we use the last 5-year history, is going to appreciate at 7.03%, whether it's got a $220,000 loan, a $370,000 loan, a $560,000 loan, or no loan. So the loan is irrelevant. We're going to take that 150. We're going to put 140,000 down on the new property. 10,000, you can either invest it or use it to buy down the interest rate a little bit. It's called points. And people say, well, I don't want to play any points. That's because no one's explained to you the value of points. Because you probably said, what's the interest rate? And you might not like it. Well, paying points gets you a lower interest rate. Do you like that? That's the concept. So think about this whole thing, because this family, we talked about them, they now have $1.3 million in their real estate portfolio.
Absolutely.
Appreciating it. Oh, let's use a 6-year number at 6.3%, or the 63-year number at 5.01. And being that I'm easy on math, 5% would be $65,000 a year.
That's great. I mean,
right?
Who makes six? I mean, for not doing anything, just living there,
right?
65 a year.
So you've got that property, and now the new property, you put 140,000 into it, and the new property is 700,000. So that's contributing 35,000, right? So if my math is correct, that's about a 25% return on capital.
Awesome.
Right? Where are you going to go and get 25% on your investments?
Nowhere.
And you have a roof over your head.
Absolutely. And
right?
You're enjoying it. And you're having a stream of income come in from the rental.
Right. This is just called planning, right? You have a great real estate professional helping you navigate these properties. The thing you and I talked about at the beginning, or off air, I think, was the concept of this single mom coming out here with 2 kids.
Absolutely.
Looking at an apartment.
Right.
Can you find a cheap, quote unquote, cheap starter home?
You can. It's not going to be the home of your dreams, but
right.
it is a home.
Well, your apartment's probably not the home of your dreams either.
No, it's not. No.
Right? Are they comparable in cost value as far as monthly payments?
I think you're getting close. So you're probably within $1,000.
Okay. So you might have a couple of years of stress.
Unless you buy down the interest rate. And again, there you just matched it. Then the $1,000 just disappeared.
So you have more purchasing power or better budget.
Right.
And again, if you go to our discussion where I've done this for you, rsrbuydown.com, there are 4 or 5 ways of getting that budget number better. I like some better than others. I'm not a big fan of the 2-1 buy down or the 3-2-1 buy down because they're not permanent.
Totally.
Right. I like the permanent buy downs because then you don't have stress. Right. The temporary buy downs, you have to say, what happens if I don't have a job at that time? So that brings in stress. I don't like stress. Right.
Totally.
Especially a single mom.
Yeah. In this case, that's a perfect option for her.
Right. And I look at that, I don't know, is it chivalrous or chauvinist? I don't know which it is. I look at my kids and I look at single moms, they're like kids. I'm old. I say, what would I tell my kids? Right. And I tell my kids, don't put risk in your primary residence. Right.
Yeah, totally.
So keep a permanent rate so you know what your payments are going to be for the next 30 years. Then they can go down if the interest rates go down, but they're not going to go up.
Absolutely.
Right. And so, you've got so many solutions for families as long as they call a professional.
Absolutely.
That's the idea.
As we start to have a little of the worry about our currency, about our banking system, there's steadiness knowing that you have a roof over your head. I mean, when you think about that stability, that's a great place to put your money.
Yeah, because you don't want the roof over your head to look a lot like a tent. right? I want mine to say Horton, not Coleman, right? It's just throwing that out there as an aside. So, there's so much going on out there and all over. I mean, I look at it and I didn't look and see what I should have looked at this. Median home price in 92562, according to Black Knight, 632,303.
That sounds about right. 632 is about right.
Orange County is 1,032,000.
Crazy, right? Now, that number a year and a half ago would have been in the fours. So,
Wow.
and that's the thing that people need to understand. If you're waiting for a better time, you're wasting your time. I mean, I think there was some fact that I once read that over the last 20 years, there's been 43 increases in pricing, housing pricing, but only 7 drops. I mean, you're waiting for one time to drop before you jump in.
Right. That doesn't make any sense.
No, totally doesn't.
Right? The bottom line is you got to get in there, get active. And as Warren Buffett says, if the prices go down, buy
on sale.
more.
That's right. It's on sale.
Buy more.
That's right.
Or like you said, it's on sale.
That's right.
Right. So if you're thinking about moving to Murrieta, Temecula area, give me a call at 800-306-1990. I've got Liz's card in my hand. I know you're not ready to write down all her information, but I've got it. You got my information. I'll give it to you. You call her, get your family set up with a consult. Do you do consultations?
Absolutely.
Right. Set up an appointment for a consultation and get on the right path for your family. Come and see us at the First Time Home Buyer, and it can be, even if it's not your first time, come see us at that First Time Home Buyer workshop. You might even walk out with a loan approval, rsrfthb.com, rsrfthb.com. Come over and visit us. I guarantee it costs you nothing, and education is always good. Just throw that out there for you. You'll at least walk out with a new friend. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
My boss just pushed me over the limit. I'd like to call him something.